HOA Karen rammed my gate shut. She didn't know a police officer was behind it all. The sound of metal crunching against metal is unforgettable, especially when it's your front gate being destroyed. And it hits different when you hear it at the end of your shift badge still clipped to your hip. Dinner in one hand, your 2-year-old laughing in the other. I turned just in time to see the SUV reverse away from our property line, gate twisted and swinging loose. Then I saw her, clipboard in hand, face smug, Marlene Tisdale, head of Community Standards Enforcement for the fake HOA of Whisper Ridge West. "You were warned," she said, like she was citing traffic law, unauthorized fencing, unapproved structure height, non-compliant color, my gate black, wrought iron, factory made, approved by the real zoning board 3 months ago. I stared at the wreckage. I stared at her. She had no idea I was law enforcement, but she was about to learn. I'm Sergeant Marcus Claiborne. I've worked 18 years in community response for the County Police Department, including 5 years on the Violent Incident Prevention Task Force. I don't lose my temper. I de-escalate. But that night I had to dig deep to remember my oath. We moved to Whisper Ridge West last fall, my wife Jade, and our twins. We wanted peace. We wanted safety. We wanted to raise our kids near water and woods, not police sirens. The neighborhood brochure promised relaxed elegance. What it didn't mention was the woman who treated it like her private kingdom. From the moment we unpacked boxes, Marlene was there. "We don't permit basketball hoops in view of the street. Your welcome mat has political implications. Your lawn gnome doesn't meet character guidelines." We laughed. At first, then came the letters. The citations. The threats of fines from an HOA that, according to the city clerk, hadn't been legally renewed in 3 years. She made a scene at every housewarming party. She ordered a single mom to remove a baby swing from her front tree. She once called animal control on a kid's therapy dog. We started calling her Clipboard Karen, but no one really pushed back until my gate went up. See, after a close call with a reckless driver last month, we decided to install a decorative iron gate, just something to add safety at the driveway edge. Keep the twins from wandering too far. We filed paperwork, got city approval, had it professionally installed, and within 24 hours, Marlene was at my door. "This violates HOA code," she said, tapping her badge. "There is no active HOA," I told her calmly. She didn't blink. "We're in transition." I thought that was the end of it, until she drove her SUV into it on purpose. To enforce removal, she claimed. My first move, I called it in. "Dispatch. This is Sergeant Claiborne. I need a supervisor and unit at 134 Whisper Ridge Lane. Property damage. Possible reckless endangerment. Suspect still on scene." My voice didn't shake, but my hand gripped tight to my badge. Neighbors gathered. My wife came down the steps, face pale. Marlene stood there like she'd done nothing wrong. She was trying to keep order. One neighbor muttered, "She just snapped." Another said, but I didn't say anything until the squad car pulled up. 2 officers stepped out, rookies I'd trained myself. "Evening, Sergeant." One said, startled. "What's going on?" I nodded toward the damage. "She destroyed my property. I want to press charges." That shifted everything. Marlene's eyes widened. "Wait, you're a cop?" "Yes, ma'am. And this is your house?" "Yes, ma'am," she stammered. "But I thought it was just one of those short-term rental types. No one really lives here." That's when I lost my composure. "You thought no one lived here who mattered. You thought a black family behind a tall gate didn't belong." I turned to the officers. "I want her charged for destruction of private property, attempted trespass, and reckless operation of a vehicle. And I want a record of every fake citation she's issued." She was taken into custody, but that was just the beginning. I started digging. Within 48 hours, I found fake HOA violation forms printed from an old PDF template. A compliance patrol schedule she made herself listing streets and residents with the note, "Watch new money." Dark-skinned, too loud, Over $10,000 collected in fees from families who were too scared to argue. She wasn't enforcing order. She was targeting people, immigrants, renters, interracial families, veterans with yard flags. I brought the whole folder to my precinct. My captain greenlit an investigation. It grew fast. By the end of the week, 8 families had come forward. One woman showed me an email where Marlene threatened to get code enforcement involved if she didn't trim back those jungle plants. The plant's tomatoes. We called a community forum. No police uniforms, just residents. And for the first time, people spoke freely. They told their stories. They wept. They hugged. And we voted to create a real neighborhood integrity committee, not to issue citations, but to prevent this kind of harassment from ever happening again. We submitted a formal request to dissolve the dormant HOA charter. The city clerk approved it the next day, and Marlene, she faced criminal mischief charges and was ordered to pay restitution to the family she fined. She sold her house and left within the month. I rebuilt the gate, stronger, wiser, this time, with a plaque above it that reads, "Protected by law, guarded by truth." And below that, a smaller sign Jade added, "You are seen. You are safe." Some nights, I still think about the crunch of metal, the silence after, the look in her eyes when she realized I wasn't what she thought. She wanted control. What she got was justice. Lakin,